Lots of noise around about local government reorganisation. Why does it matter? What does it mean for you? Well, the councils are the ones that are delivering your social services, that are working on roads, that are doing the planning and development permissions for new housing, that are involved in things like airport expansion. They've got a strong voice in those sorts of issues. So they, on a daily basis, have a big impact on your life. The Labour government have decided to get rid of our current system, which is 11 districts and borough councils and one county council, and they want to replace it with what they're calling a unitary structure, which would be around 2 or 3 councils taking on all of the issues for the area themselves. Now, the aim is that this creates efficiencies. So, for example, at the moment, you have 12 chief executive officers of those 11 district and boroughs and county councils being paid a significant salary. You whittle that down to 2 or 3. There's some savings there. And the hope is that that can be looked at across the authority to see where you can share services and basically run a tighter ship, which should eventually mean you get more money put into the direct services you receive, say better roads, that kind of thing. There is also the issue that the government have said they're cancelling the elections this May. So is that removing your democracy to an extent? Well, the reasoning for this is it costs 2.5 million to hold those elections. You will vote for people that in a few months down the line, they won't represent anything anymore because the thing that you voted for them to sit on will have been abolished. So the idea is that you focus the time on sorting out how this restructure is going to look. You've got the experience of existing councillors to help do that, and then you hold elections in 2026, so people will still get their chance to vote, although I understand there is some frustration at not being able to vote this year, of course. There is also the question of, are you going to lose representation? So these authorities are going to be further away potentially from where you live, less councillors. That is true, there won't be as many councillors, but there is a lot of conversation at the moment about how you up the game on residents' associations and parish councils and perhaps community forums. I think there's a big opportunity here for residents groups and people who are really interested to start shaping the picture of how that can look going forward and how you feel you can be best represented in this new system. There's pluses and negatives to this, but we have to try and take advantage of the pluses and get the best outcome. Surrey is under a number of threats at the moment. Labour government have reduced the amount of housing needed in London and upped it significantly in Surrey. How are we going to facilitate all those new homes? Where's the money coming from for the infrastructure to improve our sustainable transport networks, to have GPs, to improve our hospitals, all of those sorts of things. So we need to be at the forefront of fighting for all of that. You've got Heathrow expansion, pluses and minuses, Gatwick expansion on the table. So we need to be in a place where we can really speak up for Surrey, rather than letting the Labour government dictate this from Westminster and take us down the road they want to. We, the Surrey Conservatives, have stood up and said, let's be at the forefront of this, let's try and take control of it and ensure that we fight for our Surrey residents, so we get a system that's workable for us going forward. I'll do some more updates as things progress, because it's going to be quite an interesting journey through as we start looking at what this looks like. But as I said, a real opportunity for residents to start speaking up about what they want to come out of this.